So one of the points that's been emphasized a lot by professional YouTubers and filmmakers as the key to achieving professional video is lighting. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Andrew, and today I will be giving you some tips on how you can improve your lighting, as well as the lighting that I use for my videos. So here it is. This is my setup, and as you can see, it's not very impressive. So at the heart of my setup, we have my can lights. So these super cheap lights go for about $10 to $15 from your hardware store, but they really pack a punch and they do the job well. So the specific way that I have my lights set up is a modified version of what's called a 3-point lighting setup. So 3-point lighting is very popular among YouTubers and filmmakers because it gives a very evenly lit subject and background without anything looking too harsh or blown out. Now the first light, which is known as the key light, is where a majority of the lighting on my face comes from. So the key light, along with the second light, which is known as the filler, contributes to the shadows on my face and keeps them to a minimum, while also helps to illuminate the background behind me. Speaking of the background, the third light I use is yet another can light. So positioned right underneath the key light, this fixture illuminates the wall behind me, once again softening shadows and bringing everything together. Now in terms of bulbs, I use 3 very simple 43 watt incandescent bulbs, which mix very well with daylight and tungsten and seem to give off a pretty fair amount of light. So now knowing this, I've formed a little list of tips and things that you can try in your videos to improve the lighting. Now before I say anything, I just want to say that there is more than one good way to light something. But these are the methods and tips that I've used in the past to really improve the lighting in my videos, and hopefully it can help you too. So tip number 1, a greater number of cheap lights, in my opinion, is better than a lower amount of expensive lights. So if you get anything out of this video, get this. You do not need expensive lights. So to be honest, you'd be better off buying 5 can lights and using those as opposed to buying one $500 light and being locked to that the whole time. Now tip number 2 is build your lighting. Now I use this to help build this lighting setup that I have behind me and all around me, and I have to say that it has worked for me tremendously. So now the way this works is by framing your shot, taking a picture, and then scanning the image to see in which areas you can retract light and also add light to create a better, evenly lit image. So for example, if I take this setup right here and take away all of the lights, snap an image, and then look through it, seeing in which areas I need to add more light, I would probably eventually come back to something like this. Now tip number 3 is not lighting the background. Now while in most YouTube instances it is ideal to light every part of the image evenly, sometimes if you leave the background in the shadows, this can emphasize the subject more and can be more appropriate for a video of a serious nature. Now tip number 4 is use the sun. Now the sun is perhaps the greatest light source available to anyone. It's free, it's big, and best of all, it's beautiful. So using the sun, I've created some amazing shots that I could only have dreamed of recreating using artificial lighting. Now the reason why the sun works so well is because it's so big in the sky that it creates extremely soft shadows and makes everything you shoot look good and professional. Now finally, for tip number 5 is light your face. So if you're in front of a camera, then chances are you want your audience to see your face. So touching again on the 3-point lighting setup, if you have one light to illuminate each side of your face, this can allow you to achieve a very clean and evenly lit subject and is much more pleasing to look at in a YouTube video. But perhaps the best tip that I have for you isn't really even a tip at all. It's you don't need expensive lighting. So with trial and error, as well as the 5 tips that I just shared with you, you can create some extremely amazing lighting just by being a little creative. I mean, I was a novice at lighting in the beginning, and it totally showed in my videos, but as I experimented and through trial and error, I was able to go from a video that looked like this to this. Well, that's all for this video. If you like this content and if you enjoy InfoCanon as a whole, then please be sure to leave a like on this video. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. So anyway guys, I know this video is kind of late, but I will try to get a new video out for you next week pretty early. So until next time, my name is Andrew, and thank you for watching.